Can't wait to see what he comes up with for tomorrow. Hopefully it's at least 3.5 hours of interviews, as it will be myself and Chris Verla. But he had a chance to sit down with Keon Ellis. We'll have that in about 10 minutes. Right now, it is our good friend, Doug Christie, joining Jason Ross.
Head coach Doug Christie. I know you like the sound of that, don't you?
It's an interesting one. Just as long as you get the Doug Christie part right, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm watching you on Friday's game. Not the best game. We don't have to fully evaluate that game. But as a player, I watched you. Mistakes happen, but you guys are – I don't know if you're just marked. You just move on to the next.
Yeah.
There's stuff – it looks like it's eating you, a mistake. How come you can't get that as a – like, what's the difference as a player, as a coach for you?
That's an interesting.
If I made my sense there on that.
No, you totally did. It's an interesting question because I think there's a level of responsibility as a coach that it might not even be. That might not even be the right way to say it. It might be. I have to think on this one. That's a good question, man.
Because it does look like it wears on you as opposed to, okay, you turned it over as a player. You're like, on to the next. I'm moving on.
I'll say it this way. I have to establish who I am and what I'm going to tolerate. And that is unacceptable because that is mental and energy based. And I'm not down with that. Now, there are points, and I told them I need to be better for you. But when it comes to energy, I can't help you with that one. You got to help yourself. All the rest of it, if you're playing with the right energy and stuff. So the mistakes, like 31 turnovers, like the cousins of the poor game. You're not winning that one with 31 turnovers. And some of them are like fast break off your foot. And I will say this, I'll give the guys credit. The balls that we played with were like these sticky, almost rubber synthetic leather balls. Like, I guess they made a mistake. And because our balls are leather. Okay. So we'll see. Hopefully they switch that up. So, yeah, listen, no excuses. We have to be better. I have to be better for them. And, going forward, make sure that the way I want them to play, they have to be well rested. So I'm not going to kill them. It's more mental practices right now and execution and high level understanding of what happens when you see this. Yeah.
How about the challenge, whether you had 5 players with you in California Classic or here in Vegas, or 2 split squads and 25? How's that challenge for you when you've got just a lot of different people shuffling in and out?
Yeah, it's tough because there's a lot of different voices. Which now as a head coach, I understand that that's not a good thing. I would say it's a lot of shuffling around. Like, I don't know if this was the first time that's ever been done, but it was a tough one, and like if we had split into 2 teams and I just kept the team in Sacramento, it probably would have been a lot easier because I hadn't seen that team that showed up yesterday. So I was really stunned. Like, Memphis hit me as hard as they hit the guys. So that's a big deal. It's like everything's moving around. It's a lot of different voices. You got one coach talking to him in San Francisco. I'm talking to him in Sacramento. Then they leave, and the team he had comes to me. They played fantastic. That was their A team. This was our second team, and they played at a really, really high level for me. So no complaints at all. But getting them all back together and then continuing to implement stuff. So you got all these different things, and they're not excuses. And like I told them, it's like, look, guys, the way you feel right now, this is how an NBA player feels. But the guy across from him is like the best player in the world. Figure it out.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking back to when you're at Pepperdine, when you're in the NBA, playing for Adelman, playing for all the different guys, coaching now in the league as a head coach for a few games with Mike Brown too. Like, whose voices do you hear when you're in a practice, when you're in a huddle, when you're film session? Like, who are you channeling? Or is there one?
Yeah, it's a weird combination. It's Pat Riley, Adelman, Kochi. Wow,
that's a good list.
It's a great list, but it's also like polars in a lot of ways, because there is a fiery side to me that is Pat Riley. There's a discipline side that is Pat Riley. There's a teaching side that is coachy, and there is a continuity and togetherness that is adamant, and try to bring all that together. Like I explained to them, like what I'm saying and the way I'm coming across, it's from love. Understand that, and I don't want to turn them off totally. I have to figure out the fine line of using bullets at certain times to get a point across, and then other times backing up and trying to let them learn on their own. And that's the hard part, because as an ex-player, there's certain things that I see out there that I'm like, I mean, you should have that,
Right.
but not everybody does, and you gotta understand that.
How much, I mean, for Kings fans, they really want to see Devin Carter, not out of your control, out of his control. How much does that hurt you? Want to see what he can do.
Well, if you tune in, you see him. I mean, usually has a really nice hat on, good hair.
Really good hair.
Yeah. He's in a sling right now.
You'd love to have him.
Oh my God, man! Like he is. I love my dogs, and he is definitely one. I don't know when that's going to be, but from the standpoint that it's good to have a player like that, and you know that once he gets right, he's going to bring everything that he has. I'm with it.
I know you're engrossed in this and you're working every day on these guys, but adding Tamar, what you got coming back, how excited are you for the upcoming year?
I am. A lot of times everything is on paper, and it takes me to our team. Like, Dick Vitale used to always say, like, oh, the all airport team and all these, right? So like you would see us walking and you'd be like, whatever. Yeah. But then once we get the ball, it's like, whoa, hold on, what happened? And that's what I want to see with us. Like, looking at the names and everything is one thing, but when they hit the floor together, what is the sacrifice and the continuity and all that stuff? That's the exciting part for me, and I'm thinking it's probably the exciting part for Kings fans as well.
I know you've wanted to do this. Has it been what you wanted to do, or what you thought coaching would be?
Not sleeping, stressing, lots of coffee, lots
That's
of
in your wheelhouse.
Yeah, it is, man. Like, I'm really having a good time. I am. I'm as much as you might see that is as much as I feel the pride to try to be the leader of men and send them out there. This is the pookity.
You can't let the secret out. That's how hard you worked on the show, nonstop, endless hours, video, all that stuff.
Oddly enough,
you did
from radio, when I was doing pre and post in my son's closet, to pregame, to radio with you, to it. Like, I've just kind of taken the same approach every time. It's like over prepare, and it makes me comfortable.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I feel like poop. Yeah. So I have to do it. It's like I got the OCD, DAA, ABDs, ABCs, all the alphabets. Yeah.